I'm
technically.
judging from the looks on their faces, they know.
They do.
They do.
Let the madness begin.
I'm curious.
And we didn't even have to cook it in order to get this matchup.
I like it.
Are they undefeated? Please tell me they're undefeated.
Are they undefeated?
Come on, 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things probably gonna be snappy.
Both players are 2 ODs. So I see an Ichor Wellspring and a Mind Stone and Ancient Stirrings.
I see some Urza
That's
lands.
the mulligan.
Yeah, I gotta look some Immortal on top.
I wonder if both these people are God-fearing men. Apparently not. I'm really curious how they're playing.
I feel like I have to go home and build at least one of these decks tonight, just so I can like find a random modern tournament and make people's days miserable.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, he's playing with the Salt Shaker from Billy. Scrambled eggs for days. Andy beat Affinity last round. Corey, Jeskai, and Nahiri. So they're beating like real decks.
I would just straight up salt shaker that person.
I might have finally found the modern deck I actually want to play.
I don't know. I would love to play Old Eggs. Old Eggs. Oof.
Old Eggs was fun, as long as you were the one playing it.
Oh my god, can you play, imagine like a mirror, and you just like let them slowly go off, and then you're like, silence.
I wonder if they're playing Open the Vault or if they're just doing the,
I saw Andy if and open the vaults in his previous hand. Off, what is, oh that's a
Lotus Bloom. Yep.
promo. Or is it, yeah, somebody promo. So both unglued planes into stars, but one player is a little better started.
Hey, look.
At least they know the proper planes to use.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is-
Petal
yeah,
or
it's another star and opal.
Opal? That's what I meant.
Yeah, he gets the land off of the first star, which is pretty nice.
And finds the Krark-Clan.
I feel like he's gonna take Krark-Clan here, yeah.
It is what he's looking for.
Yeah, he takes Krark-Clan. I think he already has a vault in hand too, so he's pretty close. He has Vault, Krark-Clan, and Ancient Stirring still left in hand, which is pretty good.
Crack for another green.
Is it bad that I consider this a much more exciting matchup than Grixis?
They're casting spells that are relatively fast-paced.
Yeah, it's not like it's going slow.
Yeah.
Now, if I had to watch somebody, like, dirtle on one of these, I'd be calling for a Judge Slow play. But
yeah,
they're advancing the board.
they're going really fast, honestly. Like, they could be taking this a lot slower, but
They're advancing the game state, just not the board state.
what happened? Oh, it's still on Andy's turn. Jeez.
In hand.
Yeah, he played his second land.
Yeah, and then he cracked his other one, cast his second Ancient Stirrings.
Yeah, the
Stormcast's like 3 with it. Right? Oh,
oh, bad planes, bad planes.
Go ahead. This, yeah, I know, right?
That's the one that draws cards.
Admittedly, he's like 2 turns away from winning. Question is, will Andy win before the bloom comes off here?
Is that
Oh,
a
double
tower?
tower, awkward.
Dirtle and myself.
Why didn't he crack the star though? What does he have in hand?
Krark-Clan and Open the Vault.
Gotcha.
So,
So he's trying to.
Terrarion. That card's pretty easy. So he could just play Krark-Clan next turn and then sack.
He can go ahead and open the vaults and start comboing off following the
Yeah.
next turn. It might be a little risky doing it.
Yeah, but Corey's set up to probably win the next turn also. So he has a decent amount of artifacts in play.
Yeah, so
And
Andy really needs to go for it here. If he doesn't, then he might just lose.
It's possible he sacks his opal. It looks
Yeah,
like he's going in. I'll get you a prism, which is pretty good. So you can sack, make a white, bring back, draw.
Sacks the
billion
Terrarion,
cards.
makes white that way too.
Really? I thought it was when it just about for you. Oh, you mean
You pay to tap it.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's drawing a lot of prisms.
Sack. Yep. Down to 3, up to 5, draw a card.
Wow, hidden place.
Played the 4th prism.
This is only when they enter you draw a card.
I think there's another card you'd rather be seeing right now than these prisms.
Well, he's hit all of them.
No more left to draw.
So he goes up to 3.
Sacrifice.
Oh no, he's actually using the prisms to create white that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can he draws a card and he sacrifices.
I thought he was going to
Make it.
use the Terrarion to make it.
I think you have to use pay to just make for turn to make colorless.
No,
To make colored.
yeah, you pay 2 and then you add 2 white.
Yeah, but you can just sack it and draw a card off it too, using Krark-Clan, which is what he did.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, he had multiple ways of
Sacks
making
Krark-Clan
white.
to self, cast open the vault.
Obviously. Goes down to 3 floating.
Open the vault double white.
Yeah, it's white, white 4.
Any responses?
How is it a new version of open the vault?
No, you're probably thinking of the old version.
No, I meant like the little symbol at the bottom. Yeah, it's commander. I
Oh,
didn't
the
realize it got
reprint.
reprinted.
Yeah.
Here is your.
I wonder what Corey's doing in response. Oh,
He's sacking him to-
Yeah, okay, good play.
Yeah, may as well get some value off of your opponent trying to go off.
Maybe he has something that could stop it too, or something like I don't know,
A silence?
Yeah.
Silence used to be the thing, but if he's playing silence, he metaed pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't think Corey expected this round too. Also,
Round 3.
round 3.
I've seen you thinking about it.
I'd be surprised to see one of these players here, let alone both of them, both being 2-0.
Yeah.
This is exciting stuff.
Yeah.
You got 20, right?
The real question is how is Andy going to win? How stylish is he going to go?
Cast Emrakul.
Oh no, like that's kind of dull. Like I'd rather see a grape shot than I would an Emrakul.
Would you?
Yeah.
Like,
We've yet to
Is that
see
a-
an actual
there's
win.
an
That
Ugin.
Ugin. Interesting.
There's an Ugin in the deck. That is some spice.
Well, I guess he can technically cast it on 3 with Tron.
Yeah, if he has like a mock or something.
Yep.
He has a Platinum Angel in hand too.
Fun stuff. So he's definitely got. It looks like he might have an Emrakul in hand. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yep. Told you Emerald. He has a bunch of fat, fun stuff.
I don't know about fun, but they're definitely fat. I'm just hoping for like a fun win condition, not a big fatty.
I don't know, casting Emrakul on turn 3 is pretty good.
At this point, I feel pretty confident that he's not going to fizzle. Like,
Yeah.
there's another open. Yeah, there's no way he fizzles at this point. He's already got enough mana to cast Emrakul if he wants.
Yeah, he just sacks everything.
Yeah.
Do it over.
But if he wants, he can just continue to draw the rest of his deck, and if he has an instant win card, he can do that.
You could have a lab man. That'd be pretty spicy.
Lab Man? I could get behind a Lab Man.
We're watching as Andy goes in,
Up to 13.
and Corey looks at his doom, making sure his opponent doesn't misplay or do something wrong.
He needs an F6 button. I can almost see him begging for an F6 button.
He drops his cards.
11. 12. Yeah, 16. 22.
Because everybody should need to use 3 dice to count all of their mana.
F6. He's clicking the F6 button.
The Emrakul and the
There. Oh, he moves it. Yeah, shows him his hand.
Yeah, I guess that's good enough.
Yeah. Gives a good old thumbs up to the camera.
Yeah.
You realize I'm gonna go home and build Tron eggs now.
Tron eggs. It's already decided. Like Krark-Clan eggs. Wait, but they both play. Like he plays Krark-Clan. Does he just not play Tron now?
No, he plays more colored spells.
Like what? Like Serum Visions? I bet that one's more consistent than. See, like you'd lose on 2 fronts with the Tron deck because knowing you draw either all the Tron lands or you draw like all the spells like without the good ones, like the open the vaults.
So what you're telling me is I need to build this, hand it to you because you always have Tron on 3,
I try.
and yet you want to play weird decks like Jund and whatnot.
Jun's a good deck. You can't say Jun's a bad deck.
It's not a bad
It was
deck, I'm
ranked
just-
1. They had it
That's
ranked
because
1.
there's more Jund decks here than any other deck, I'm pretty sure, other than maybe Burn. Burn.
Such contempt.
It's not contempt. It's Burn. Hey, I've definitely played my fair share of Burn.
Looks like he untaps his shuffling cards.
That's all there is.
Out of the various decks I've top 8 at a tournament with, Burn has definitely been there a couple of times.
Jund's awful. I don't know. Jund's a deck. I like the first time I built Jund, it was back when Bloodbraid Elf was a thing. And then when I finished,
You were playing the White Splash back then,
oh yeah,
I remember
that's
that.
kind of Jundy.
Yeah, Jundi.
That deck was sweet.
The name was sweet.
The name was sweet. I don't know. You gotta play Lyrian, so that mana base was so fun. Yeah, the weekend I decided to build Jund was the weekend that Bloodbraid Elf got banned, and then when I finished Jund, still was the weekend Deathrite Shaman got banned.
The fact
was
that
pretty
they are
happy.
reprinting both Bloodbraid and Jace Mind Sculptor and Eternal Masters means that they should unban them in Modern, so Modern can be a great format instead of an okay format.
Illuminati confirmed. Just like ooh, like every box is gonna have 6 Jaces and 6 Bloodbraid Elves.
Nobody can
Oh,
complain.
yeah. Just bringing all my salt up on the screen, aren't you? Jeez.
Uh,
God, I wish I got to play with that card. That card. That's the best part too. Like the.
that's a common. What was it?
I was talking about the take possession.
No. They're talking about rare that's now a common.
I don't think any rares just straight became a common. I was just disappointed like how time like that the split second mind control got like that was like one of the first times I saw like a rare just get straight scooted down. It's like straight disappointment. I was like,
Definitely hurt my bulk prices.
I don't know. It doesn't 10 cents, man. 10 cents on everything.
10 cents became no cents.
Really? I thought they had to take full, but Emperor Crocodile.
Yep, there.
Wow.
It is being reprinted in Eternal Masters.
Is this modern? Yes. Technically, it
Well,
is.
we did have Chalice on one with Serum Powder earlier.
Technically.
It definitely resembled Vintage a little more than your usual Modern.
Did Emperor Crocodile really become a common? 'Cause like
I know it definitely got downshifted. It might be an uncommon still.
yeah, it did, wow. Yeah, I don't think it should have been in the first place, but
You have to
know how those, like,
realize.
9th edition cards were.
Well, it was originally printed, I want
I
to say
get-
around Urza's.
I can die happy. Eggs on stream. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
common,
in
jeez.
Eternal Masters.
So it's kind of like the Modern Masters, Emperor, the Emperosaurus or whatever, the dinosaur deck from Modern Masters. Now you just have the
yeah.
Crocodile deck for Eternal Masters. Meanwhile,
Yeah, look at all these links.
oh yeah, it got upgraded.
Okay, how about the Mother of Runes rare? That
Yeah,
one,
the Mother of Runes
that
rare,
one got me.
and the fact that they have a common
linked
sack
another-
version.
He linked another one, so I imagine it's gonna be the Mother of Runes one. No, I
No,
guess the
okay.
Enchantress.
Admittedly, that was a $20 card before the reprint.
Yeah. Mom should be rare
Disagree. Hard disagree.
for like draft sake. Like, there's also Void being a rare, which shouldn't be, like just be. It's only a rare because of Wrath.
I don't know, like, Void is definitely, it's got the rare feel. Mom is very much an uncommon except in Draft, where if you get more than one of that card, Draft just feels miserable.
Yeah. Codex Shredder Lotus Bloom turn 1.
And Mills the Emmy.
Oh my! Is that what it did?
1 out of 50.
Yeah.
No. Oh,
Yeah, that's why he's
wow.
shuffling.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. Who doesn't want to draft against like the triple Mother of Runes deck, which isn't unreasonable. But then again, like, did you same reason why
So,
Jit is? Yeah.
sure, Jit is miserable, but they put Mana Crypt in Eternal Masters?
Mana Crypt will probably make a lot of silly games. Like could you imagine like the nutty person who got like the ridiculous of it? You just
The
gets
Jason.
turn 2 Jace. Can you imagine that? Like,
Yeah,
I'd-
and it's like, you want to draft against that? I would rather draft against a Jitte than a Mana Crypt plus 4-drop.
yeah, on turn
Emperor
2.
Croc on 2?
Emperor Croc on. Ooh, Emperor Croc on 2. What do you do, honestly?
You die to a 5/5.
He has to have his 1/1. He has to have like something. He has to have his heritage. Druid.
He's Heritage Druid on 1,
Yeah.
Croc on 2.
Yeah, that's the play, honestly. It's the right play. Oh, no, he could go turn 1 3-drop, turn 2 4 like Crocodile, which would be silly.
Yeah. It just,
I mean, it's still
Is there any legendaries?
Another Emmy Mill. Is he using the promo? Because I'm getting a little concerned here.
Gotta call Judge real quick.
That's a 1 out of 53.
It
It is the promo.
Andy, please.
Marked cards.
I don't know. Like this is actually really like him hitting the Emmy is good for Corey because like it's better than putting like cards in the graveyard.
Yeah,
like,
I'm kind of
artifacts.
surprised that he's milling his opponent when it's an eggs mirror.
Yeah. It just makes his open the vaults a lot better.
19.
Going for the pyrite kill? That's brave and adventurous.
I don't know. Monastery Mentor in Andy's hand.
Ooh, that's spicy.
That is a
See, this is
card.
more reason why I should play this deck. I love me some Monastery Mentor.
It's mono white. Just mono white Tron eggs.
Splashing green for...
Splashing green for a good spell. We see. I see.
Speaking of which...
Chromatics here. Star's better. That one's only okay.
Oh, no.
Ichor Wellspring. That's a card. Open the vault with
I
Krark-Clan
definitely
back.
cast that card in Standard, so...
Yeah, I like the mono black, like Ichor Wellspring, Trading Post decks.
You mean the Dirtle Do-Nothing decks?
Tomato.
Worse than eggs deck?
Dave Mizzen, Modern, confirmed.
Big curiosity in that.
Does he have two Tron Towers again?
Yeah. He's super unlucky. He's got a power plant in hand, though.
Maybe he has like 7. Maybe he has like.
I think this
6
game might
towers.
be in the process of ending, though.
Draw a card. Yeah, the bloom came off earlier this time. And
Well-
he hasn't seen any blooms. I wonder if he even plays any.
I don't think so. I think he just replaced him with more consistent Tron.
Yeah, like he can't play reshape also, so it's only good in his opener.
Is Reshape still legal?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's only second sunrise that got banned.
Okay, I can never remember. They
It's-
banned
it's
so many
only
cards.
$3 too. It's kind of weird. I got out some bulk a while back, like $3 for that's pretty good. Well, for an Andy's Tron eggs deck, we saw that he ran like
Andy is essentially playing the Tron deck, except you're replacing a lot of the like Pyroclasm and Worm Coil effects for more eggs that draw you cards, and Open the Vaults is played in both decks. It's essentially replacing Second Sunrise, even though it costs double the mana.
But if
Then
you're-
the blue version, however, gets Reshape and Serum Visions, which allows them to try and get additional consistency that way. So, ideally, they're very consistent. The problem is they tend to be a little slow. The Tron makes it a little less consistent, however, makes it go off a little more consistent. It's weird how to explain it, because the Tron acts as the Lotus Blooms in the deck for Andy, whereas Corey is using the traditional Lotus Blooms.
Yeah, we saw Andy go off turn 3 last game and ended up winning by like just showing his opponent that he had Emrakul, Ugin,
Platinum
and
Angel?
Platinum Angel in hand. Yeah, we saw Platinum Angel in Andy, which is pretty unique.
Yeah. So, I've never seen the Tron eggs, personally, but I understand what he's trying to accomplish here. The Krark-Clan eggs has been around since even before Second Sunrise got banned.
Yeah, and even though Andy's deck doesn't have Krark-Clan in the title, it's also playing Krark-Clan with it because you kind of need it to help you go off with Second Sunrise. Or
Not
not
only
Second
is
Sunrise,
it-
Open the Vaults.
Yeah. Not only is it a sack outlet to sack all of your eggs, it generates the mana, so... It's kind of like the Ashnod's Altar for this deck, where some of the popular commander decks use Ashnod's Altar to combo off with creatures.
How scary.
Speaking of reprints from Eternal Masters, that card goes from being like $15 to $2.
And what card?
He fizzles.
Yeah, he did fizzle. Wah. Can we get like a wah 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 sound effect?
Yeah. We need to have this on like a button just so every time we have a combo player on stream.
Wah, wah, wah. Just like everybody, it's like disappointment round, and like now it goes to Andy, and if he fizzles, that'd be pretty funny. Cause like like we just talked about like the consistency of this deck and how it went off on turn 3, and like one just fizzled.
I honestly am starting to think that the Tron eggs might be a little more consistent because they play more win conditions.
Good comparison.
Doing what I can here, doing what I can.
Wah wah wah. Looks like his Tron lands are. It looks like he has it, right? Unless that's a power plant, right?
He has 2 towers and a power plant.
He has a mine in hand.
Yeah, but he's already played land for turn, so he won't assemble Tron until.
Like, but how much does he have to fear from Corey here? Like, he just fizzled. Unless he draws open the vaults, which he'd have enough for it.
Yeah.
But
I actually think that Andy might be able to just go off here pretty easily.
I wonder if
You figure all of his eggs are essentially free with the Krark-Clan Ironworks, so each egg he draws is just another.
He says he thinks he's going off because he's not playing the mentor that he has in hand, which is another really good win condition from Andy. Just being able to go like turn 2 or turn 2 mentor or turn 3 mentor, and then just playing like some silly eggs and having like 4 monks and then like hit him and then playing like a prism.
It really gets around the Stony Silence decks too.
Oh yeah, because you just play them and you don't even look at them anymore.
Yeah, sweet. I get monks from my useless eggs.
Ooh,
sweet Stony Silence.
There's a Blood Moon in Andy's hand, I thought I saw. Yeah, Blood Moon on top. Wow. Yeah.
He really doesn't care what color his mana is, playing all the prisms and the eggs.
It's kind of awkward. He's like, I guess it would shut Corey off of white over here, except for like the Lotus Blooms. It would stop his 2 Adkar waste and his Ghost Quarter. But like, isn't like the Blood Moon affecting his Tron lands a little bit more too? That's kind of awkward. I feel like that'd be a pretty good bring-in against like Grixis Delver.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with the Blood Moon here, but like, I understand what he's trying to do with it.
I do like the Monastery Mentor a lot. Monastery Mentor, Blood Moon.
Yeah,
and, like,
I don't know.
He does double open the vaults, so like his hand's stacked with like the kill spells and like or good value spells, but just none of like this not enough of the cycling.
I'm pretty sure that instead of bringing in like the mentors and the Blood Moon, he should have been bringing in cards to disrupt his opponent.
Like what cards would you have to disrupt your opponent? Like Silence? Like that's what we've said like
well,
3
times.
Well,
not even
times.
Silence, like Echoing Truth. Just those cards.
That's really awkward. Sure. How awkward would it be if he brought like?
He's going open the vaults though.
But that doesn't trigger the thing.
It doesn't.
I guess you just want to trigger it once, but.
It triggers it once, but it brings back everything else, and then he gets to start going off again.
Yeah.
Which lets him draw more cards, which allows him.
Does he go to 0 mana? I think so. What else?
Question is, can Corey combo off at instant speed? If he can.
Can he, like, with Pirate Spellbomb? Could he do that?
I think he can, just piggybacking off of Andy.
Yeah, but you need him to keep
Is
casting
the 4-drop one an instant? The 4-drop?
Yeah, the 4-drop one is an instant.
So he could technically go off at instant speed.
If he has Face Reward in hand.
Yeah, he could. Well, he draws a bunch of cards off of his eggs.
It looks like he doesn't have Face Reward in hand.
Well, again, he can draw a bunch of cards off.
In response.
What? I don't know, like, how do you feel about that? Like, disenchant, like, just straight targeting the Krark-Clan.
Well, he gets a chance to respond. He has plenty of eggs on board, so he can generate a ton of mana and draw cards here.
He looks like he's drawing at least 3 because of his Ichor Wellsprings, possibly more. He already drew cards. He already drew cards for his mana prisms. They're prosthetic prisms.
Well, he can also cycle the
sphere down there.
Yeah. And if he can find another Krark-Clan Ironworks...
he draws 2 cards from his 2 Ichor Wellsprings. And he can draw 2 more.
Like I said, Corey might be able to combo off with Pyrite Spellbomb, riding off the back of Andy.
3 of these colors make 3 white? Sure.
So Corey, he announced the 5 triggers, and Corey said on the stack...
Is responding with Disenchant.
In response to draw. I guess that would be the time to do it. You don't want to see what he draws first.
Sacrifice.
You can laugh all you want.
Sacrifice.
Just get all the manas.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sacrifice.
Yep.
And then he can just let the Disenchant resolve, and then just dump his hand, getting a bunch of monks and Blood Moon if he wanted to. essentially locking out his opponent,
Not yet. Still
of his lands at least.
Yeah. How spicy would it be if you played like Mind Break Trap or something like that, or like, or if Mind's Desire was legal? It's like, that's instant speeder, right? I
sacrifice.
think so.
There's a reason why I went through all the trouble to build a vintage deck, and its name is Mind's Desire.
Yeah.
Draw yours.
Yep. Still doing things. You can only move at sorcery speed if I
Mine's it's a sorcery. Aw,
Doesn't even matter.
slightly disappointed.
15 mana floating.
Have you ever played with that card?
Oh yeah, it's great. I like. Yeah, I played with your
If
vintage.
if it was any better than it already was.
Yeah. I don't know. Mind's Desire into more Mind's Desire is always pretty.
There's a reason why it won 2006 Worlds
4 more colors.
pretty handily.
I don't know. You can say that about a lot of other decks. Like, there's probably like some Worlds matchup where it was just like casual, like Shivan Dragon getting in there or something.
Well, the championship was Tomohiro Saito playing Zoo versus Teps, which,
Oh my god.
get this, at the time, it was extended, so it was extended Zoo, and just 4 Mind's Desires, 1 Tendrils, 4 Vampiric Tutors, and it's just like,
First time I've done one.
sweet game.
Looks like Corey got there.
I guess Andy scooped it up.
Yep. I just went off on his turn.
We were too happy about Mind's Desire. You know, just a face reward.
Yeah.
Is that what he used to get there? Yeah, he used face reward like he thought. His instant
So I
score.
had
Yeah,
both pieces
like
of
I-
play and enough mana to
I figured Corey could ride off the back of Andy there, so that's the problem with the eggs mirror.
They're gonna get education today.
Honestly, like I said, I wouldn't have Mentor in my deck if I was Andy, or Blood Moon. I would just try and have a few disruptive cards for my opponent, and then keep my game plan as strong as possible.
Yeah, in this matchup. Wow, he's
Like, I really like Mentor, I like Blood Moon, just not in this matchup.
What do you think matchup would be Blood Moon would be good in, other than like Grixis Delver?
It's going longer than I thought
Any
it
of the 3-color decks, Tron obviously,
Yeah.
anything where you're just trying to slow them down long enough where you can
I was
combo.
literally just waiting for
Probably pretty good in
people
Jund.
at that point, and it was like,
Yeah, Tron.
was. I had no
You
choice.
wait for them to tap out,
I mean,
oh,
no,
they're
it
not
was
going to
one of
have
those
Blood
things where
Moon,
it's like,
get
as
ya.
soon as I got
Yeah,
those,
just.
Game 3.
I wanted instant speed off of his own.
In the middle
Yep.
of
Oh,
the
okay,
out,
geez.
15 mana floating.
That's
He
what I
wins.
figured.
Nelson. That's why.
I mean, he won game 1, but like.
Oh. I didn't think it'd be this slow.
Neither did I, but I mean, it happens.
The turns are very complicated.
I honestly thought this
You're only
matchup would be a
gone
little
38
faster,
turns.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, figure they just finished 2 games in under 20 minutes. That's pretty good, I feel like, for an eggs
the
deck.
backup feature match is done.
Okay, so I won on my turn for. No, I won on your turn 4, you won on your turn 4. Alright, seems good.
Or even
These decks on camera again. Do it every week.
Yeah, I like this matchup. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's honestly been a little bit interactive. Like Corey won off Andy's open the vault, which I think is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that was definitely something you don't see on camera every day. Like, eventually you get tired of all the mid-rangey grind fests.
waiting on. Just
You want combo grind fest instead.
Respond and then bring everything back so I could respond, bring everything
I do.
back.
I find it really hilarious that he just he won off of the other person's spell. That's just
That's the problem, like, these decks help
like
each other.
the smile on Andy's face was like, I killed myself.
Alright, so far the adage shows true. Goes first. And I'll be on the play.
Yeah,
Dude, maybe it would have been right to just play like the Monastery Mentor and then just go past and just try to like win off Mentor.
That's definitely
Just,
one
like,
line, but the
slowly.
problem is
he just
Corey.
fizzled.
Well, sure, he fizzled, but he still had all those resources on board.
He had a
So
couple
all he
of
was
resources.
missing was like a face reward or something, and he could start comboing again.
probably even worse from your
So do the
side.
viewers.
So literally by opening the vaults on Andy's turn, it literally just set Corey up, as we saw, to win the game.
I wonder
So
if Andy can win at instant speed. I doubt it. 'Cause, like, he has a
I don't
already
think
has a
he's playing
lot.
Face Reward. I think he's all in on the Open the Vaults Tron plan.
Yeah, Open the Vaults is a little bit better. Like they both do different things. Like Face Reward has to be things that went to the graveyard this turn, while Open the Vaults is anything in the graveyard is an artifact or
Enchantment. Yep.
Really?
Yeah. I remember Second Sunrise used to even be able to get back lands. That
Yeah,
turn
so
was
you would
really-
Ghost Quarter
yeah,
yourself?
You Ghost Quarter yourself to either gain mana, would be silly.
Screw this kid.
Encourage you to actually play additional basics in your deck.
Yeah. If it, don't like Stanislav Sifka go like 16-0 or something ridiculous with that deck at that purgatory one with it.
It was.
He went ridiculous.
I like these decks. It's not Jund. At least we have one person with good taste.
These aren't real decks. They're too low here, man. That's real enough.
I don't know. Like they have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Like we keep claiming that Modern is wide open and everything, and if these aren't real decks, then I don't feel like Modern's wide open.
Oh, but
Limestone.
these decks are hot garbage. These are hot garbage. Or what's a cold garbage, honestly? Like,
I don't know. I feel like this Tron eggs.
like, look at this. Look at this start here.
He could Ugin next turn. Ugin. That's a legit play, right?
Even Tron doesn't turn 3 Ugin.
Cold fish. That is a very appropriate answer for cold
Fish.
garbage.
Cold garbage. Slivers, I do believe, is better than fish to watch and to like just see, because slivers are a little bit more amusing.
Yeah, like I think I'd rather watch Slivers than I would a fish deck. Then again, I would rather watch either of those than Jund deck, unless they have Bobs on board.
That's the point. Just something new to watch. Yeah. Just rage. Oh my god.
I can fully support that.
Any and all raging, honestly, is supportive here. Supported here.
If there's one person I enjoy seeing rage more than Cranderson, though, probably be Todd Anderson. Just, it must be something about the last name Anderson.
Wait,
Use
those
the
are
green I have
people.
floating. Go ahead.
Like this like these starts these past games from Andy have been pretty there. He always has like a lot more stuff than Corey has on turn 2.
Yeah, I really feel like this matchup just comes down to who won the die roll.
And who drew like the better like X spells.
Oh,
Eggs
Ghost
in
Quarter.
Ooh. I guess you should be afraid.
He had to do it, otherwise Natural Tron get you.
I guess you should like the actual just like Ugin plus format is ridiculous. Mookie bets. I kind of want to run series. Well, I'd go off of what's his name, Bowman's list.
Adam Bowman.
Cause I was literally there at the tournament talking to a friend of mine, who's a vendor, and then the vendor like he comes up asking if they have
The 3-drop Lord.
Yeah, if they have any sledge slivers, and they're like, I don't think so. Joe Bernal says, and he goes back and checks. And he comes back. He's like, yeah, I have 3 of them. How much you want for them? And he's like, $1 a piece, and he's like, I'll take them.
They're $10 the next
He
day.
literally says, he's like, might as well go see if I can join in the SCG since it was only round 1. He ends up day 2ing and making top 8. Like, what? Just, ooh, Bowman. That was a silly tournament for him. Literally starts the day off late with a round 1 loss, not even just coming, just shows up.
We're talking baseball. Yeah, good for you.
Woody in there.
We were told to talk about Magic. We'll stick to Magic.
That knuckleball is sicker than weak feels. From a non-baseball standpoint, I feel like knuckleball is like a really serious punch. I'm not like
Prism.
I straight knuckleballed this one kid today because he was talking bad about my mom. See, baseball is garbage.
Add a mana. Use the one I have floating.
Oh no, I
Is
like
it
baseball.
hot or cold garbage?
Depends on like what part of the season they're in. I feel like early April and late October, definitely cold garbage.
Sacrifice that too.
You can't argue with that. If they had been willing to pay their players from last year, they might not have been garbage this year.
Yeah.
Stow. Sacrifice that too. Draw. Sacrifice to add a red. Draw.
Yeah.
Opal. 1.
He's gonna drop the Blood Moon.
1.
On his
Mine's
1 land opponent, add card waste.
One.
That seems pretty.
3 mana.
That'd be
there.
pretty rude.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
that happened.
Doesn't even float mana in
Can I
response.
get another
to the
turn?
wall.
Just casual.
Float white. Oh no, I guess you
One red,
don't
one
even want to
white.
float white. You'll just take it down.
Well, considering most of his deck is colorless, I still maintain that Blood Moon is kind of meh.
I don't know, like maybe just Serum Vision. Like it'd be good if you had like Serum Vision or 2 stuck in hand. That'd be,
Start
like,
cracking
good,
the
man.
Mind Stone to draw cards.
Flames.
Sure.
Inkwell.
Possible.
Yeah.
What? So
Trigger.
we're on topic mode from here from
Sacrifice
from
that too.
Andy.
Sure.
Trigger.
But that's
One
not
open the
that
vaults
bad.
and this game's over.
Pretty much what I agree.
Prism. Trigger.
I think he has open vaults in the hand. Yeah, he just
Yep, this game's already over. He's just going through the motions.
he draws a lot of these prism,
And
these prophetic prisms.
White. Sacrifice.
That card's really good. Popper, prophetic prism.
Yeah. Anytime you play more than one color, you play
Turns.
that.
So I have 4 colors.
Like even from the Tron decks, just like for them to get their color, just like it cycles a card and then you can use it.
The fact that they've banned things like Empty the Warrens but not Tron and Popper amazes me.
It just shows what they're trying to do with that.
Feral Total White.
I don't know. Like, didn't they ban like some weird card recently?
I don't know.
Well,
It's not a
yeah.
format that I actively follow. I could tell you more about Vintage than I could about Popper. I could tell you more about any other format other than Popper.
Sacrifice for a
What?
white.
Tell me about Vanguard.
I stand corrected. I can tell you more about Popper than I can about Vanguard.
How about two-headed giant or Ravnica sealed?
I could tell you more about Time Spiral
Trigger,
two-headed.
trigger.
He had Emmy in hand too.
Yeah, this game's actually over, but we're going through the motions, or he's going through the motions. With his 15 eggs.
That's a lot of eggs, honestly. See, like he just like took cards and he's like, these are mine now.
Sacrifice.
And then he's about like sack. He's gonna pick up his board that he just got from the graveyard, put it back to the graveyard, and then slam an Emrakul. Which I think's fair. It's like it's like Yu-Gi-Oh and summoning, and like sacrifice everything. I think that's how that works. I don't know Yu-Gi-Oh. I know like the
His opponent on 2 lands, one of which is a mountain.
like the TV shows.
Sacrifice, draw 3, add 6
Like,
colors.
better thing. How what I usually saw.
Corey's so dead he doesn't even know he's dead yet.
I thought like he like conceded, and he's just looking.
He's hoping that Andy will somehow fizzle. He just doesn't know that Andy's just slow rolling at this point.
I don't know. Like I guess
He could cast Emrakul and wipe his board.
Maybe he's trying to show us something fancy. I'd appreciate that. Like if he just grave shots his opponent for something. Like no, like
The Grape Shot's not cool enough. If he Lab Maniac'd his opponent, then I would be impressed.
Make it green.
Lab Maniac,
Turns.
yeah. What if like he reveals?
He
it's
is
like,
literally
it's like
trying to go
Lab
through his
Maniac,
entire deck here.
I want to see a Lab Maniac, honestly. I'd be impressed.
Play
I'd
Tyrion.
like that.
Yep. Sack it. Trigger.
What other sweet things
Draw
could he
three.
do?
Sack it.
Like,
Draw 2.
like really sweet. What if he like? No, I guess you can't Platinum Angel Earthquake. See, that'd be a reason to run the Blood Moon, so you can get some more red man just in case. But if you don't have all 4 of your prophetic
3
person,
colors. Add another
Just
6.
out of nowhere, what is it? The flashback fireball?
maybe he's gonna conflagrate him. Conflagrate.
Conflagration.
Maybe that's the plan.
Just lightning storms out of nowhere.
Yeah, lightning storm. Something like Drew, remember to open the vault.
White.
Did somebody tell him to see how much mana he could produce or something? Like,
Open.
did somebody issue a challenge to him or what?
Like,
16.
He's up to like 30 mana, right?
he's like 18, but pre he had 30
Trigger.
so he just casted it to open the vaults.
2 triggers. 3 triggers, fur triggers, legendary. I believe that was fur, right? 1, 2, 3. Fur. Draw 4 cards.
Because 12 eggs wasn't enough. We're going to draw another 5 cards here.
I'm honestly gonna be really what if he accidentally draws himself?
Sacrifice up to 20
Like,
colors.
he like stacks it wrong and like for some reason they're not made.
He would
abilities.
deserve it
There we go.
just for doing
You
it.
just draw an Olamog? That's not what we're seeing. Maybe he's like trying to cast all.
colors.
Yes, Olamog. Maybe he's just trying to cast like all
Everything?
All of his
Just
fatties,
cast everything?
All of the fatties.
That I could respect. I
10 of that.
could honestly respect that.
Can we get a
Come on.
5-year plan of Andy over here?
Blow
So he
up,
just
blow
cast. Is this what he wanted
For
to do?
floating.
Maybe is he something that just he's
Emerald
playing
Pelt.
around?
Sugar, take the next turn.
I guess he's going for the one shot, actual one shot, rather than just wipe my opponent's board.
Like Emerald is pretty
So
good
who
by
goes
itself.
first?
Like, I
It's
don't know who he's
it's
gonna
all
do.
it is.
Like if I was before you,
All
I'd
it
be
is.
like
You got a pretty
honestly
bad
pretty
hand, though.
salty.
Yeah, that was risky.
Like you just did that.
Next
Like
turn I would have had.
at least he
Admittedly-
did. At least he didn't know. Like he had the Emerald in hand the entire time.
I was just
Beat
honestly
it.
only getting the eggs to draw.
I'm sure he realized.
He's got to go off as quickly.
I'm sure he
There wasn't
realized.
much I could do there. I was never saw the.
You take 6. The painful truths are extremely painful for you. And these stupid scions are protecting me from Liliana.
Did you have it? 10.
Actual stone
That's the stone rain. This
What
is
are you doing?
This is the situation. This is fine.